Hello, and welcome to the Fight with Depression podcast, the podcast for people who want to improve their mental health. My name is Christopher Boussard, and once again, I have Molly on the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry.
That was, yeah.
A little
I guess you
raspy.
need a drink of water. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're not sick anymore, knock
No.
on wood. No, that's going to be really loud in the...
Well, gotta do it.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us today. We are... Today we're going to be talking about motivation or lack thereof, I guess. Something that I know about and I wrote about. I don't know. Do you have any opening comments that you want to?
Well, I think it's important to point out that this was a requested topic that came in. So we definitely take these seriously and we want to address the things that you want to hear. So this one came in and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for whomever put the request out there. I have a kitten that's trying to jump up on my lap right now, and he's confused how to get up here because my chair's rolled in.
So you have to be careful because I did get a little feedback after our last episode where the kitten was purring, and apparently not everybody could hear the kitten purring, and it was a disappointment.
Oh,
so
that's a shame. I'm sorry.
I know it's a shame, but yeah.
I'm sorry to the people who did not get to listen to the cat.
Now I listened and I thought I could hear it.
I could hear it.
Yeah, I could too. So
Anyway.
maybe they should listen again.
Yeah. Listen to the last episode again. If you missed it, go back and let us know if you can hear the cat. Anyway, so thank you for listening. We are kind of talking about the lack of motivation, in particular when it comes to those who suffer from either lifelong depression or a temporary or situational depression. Kind of along those lines. What do you do? What do you do when you don't have motivation? When you're not motivated? Really, I think that could be. It's a huge topic. It could go as far as I don't have motivation to do anything to get out of bed, or I don't have motivation to do a specific task, I guess.
Well, I would always say I lack the motivation to get myself motivated. So, it's not just for people who, are dealing with stuff. I struggle with motivation on a daily basis as well. So it's kind of across the board.
I really don't like doing it, but I'm going to pitch my book because I do specifically talk about my experiences with this. So if you have not read it, check it out. It's called The Fight, My Battle with Depression. You can get it on Amazon, or I think Barnes & Noble has it on their website. You can, pretty much anywhere that sells books online, you can get it. And I don't think it's too expensive.
I think it's like $12.
$12.
Yeah.
In that, I talk about what it's like when I hear the kids playing and running around, or they are, getting up to get ready for school. And I want to get up. I want to do stuff and get up to be with them. But lying in bed and telling myself I want to get out of bed, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. And I would like to say that I have been. And recently I've been getting up with the kids, and it's kind of I don't know, there's two different ways, right? When you have to get up to get to work and you have to do it, and you're like, you wake up and your alarm goes off and you tell yourself, this sucks. Today just is going to suck. I really don't want to get out of bed. And then there's those days when you don't have to get out of bed and you just don't. I think both of those are kind of the same thing, but I think they are separate too, because there's times that you have to do something and trying to get the motivation to do something that you have to do, and then trying to get the motivation for something that you want to do.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about like getting up with the kids and things, I noticed many years ago you would get up with me when it was time to get the kids ready for school. And we would have coffee when you were home. And then when you were going through a difficult time, when your depression was really eating at you, you stopped getting up. Now you would get up eventually, but you just couldn't bring yourself to get out of bed and help with the kids getting ready. Not that it was like this big chore that I needed help with, but it was kind of an obvious thing that, okay, something's going on. He's hurting because he can't even get out of bed right now. So,
Well, and I think I'm going to kind of open it with this. I've got a few quotes. I like to find quotes from people that you may know. So we're going to, Edmund Hillary. I don't know if some people don't know that name, Sir Edmund Hillary.
I do.
He is, well, good. He is the first person to ever climb Mount Everest, and he did so solo. He did it without, I believe he did it solo. He did it without oxygen. And I think one of my favorite things from him was they asked him why he did it, and he said, because it was there. So he has a quote. He says, I think it all comes down to motivation. If you really want to do something, you will work hard for it. But there's a lot of times that we're going, I want to suddenly be motivated. I want something and I want to acquire it and I want to work hard for it. I just can't bring myself to do that. So there's, I think, something that keeps us back. And especially when you are dealing with a funk, and either a lifelong funk or a temporary funk, that there's something that you want to be motivated, but you're waiting on something. There's something that you hope that something's just going to magically come along and motivate you. And this is, I'm speaking from experience. I was waiting for something to magically come along and motivate me to do something for anything. Well, really, I guess whatever it was that I wanted. So, but I'm just going to go right into the next quote from Jim Carrey. I think more people probably know who Jim Carrey is than Edmund Hillary. Anyway, but so Jim Carrey says that people need motivation to do anything. He says, I don't think human beings learn anything without desperation. So along those lines, that desperation is, in my experience, in my opinion, for me, that desperation is what brings on motivation. I see myself, and I was going, I want to get out of bed. I want to spend time with my kids. They are seeing me miserable, and I don't want my kids to see me this way. I don't want Molly to have to deal with everything in the morning, driving the kids to school, getting them ready for school, all of this stuff. And for me, it was, I don't know, I wouldn't say that I hit rock bottom maybe a few times, because I go in waves where sometimes I'm like, okay, well, I'm motivated to get out of bed, to do something. But something happens, and it's always something that comes along in life, something that knocks you down, where you go on, this sucks again. Yeah. I was motivated. I found the motivation to do something, and then life comes and knocks you down. You get sick.
Well, I think it's a lot easier to lose motivation than it is to get motivated. I think that, I mean, I don't know. It's I deal with the lack of motivation, honestly, on a daily basis. And it's not the motivation to get up and get the kids ready for school and this and that. It's prioritizing my day and doing the things that I need to get done, because there's always an excuse for something, or I get distracted with something else. And, I'll sit here and I'll get frustrated with the situation, and then I'll kind of immerse myself in whatever that is and get highly, highly motivated, and then be like, okay, I'm going to change this and I'm going to do that this way. And I'm super motivated, and it's easy to just stop. So I think when it comes to like keeping yourself motivated, it's a struggle and it's a daily challenge. And I think it gets easier, whatever you're doing, as you keep going, but it becomes a habit, but just getting that initial motivation can be quite the challenge sometimes.
Well, and I think, so you brought up habits, and I think a lot of the times motivation is a chasing after the wind. And we're going to get into, I think, a little bit more. But I think it's kind of I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not
I mean,
sure
it's
this
chasing
time.
after the wind. You're trying to find motivation, but you're not going to find it by hoping that it's going to come along. You talk about habits, and everybody thinks, okay, 21 days. There was that book, 21 Days, whatever. I can't remember the title. But everybody has heard the statistics, or whatever you want to call it, that 21 days to form a new habit. And they've found that that's actually not true.
Yeah.
It's anywhere between 18 and 256 days or something to develop a new habit. And that study was actually, where it came from, 21 days, was one specific study for one group of people. Sorry, the cat just walked on the keyboard. So it was a specific study for a specific group of people. So you're not going to, and I'm sorry to tell you, if you're looking for motivation, hoping, okay, well, let me get through 3 weeks of doing this, and then I will be motivated for the rest of my life to get up and work out.
Yeah.
To get up and do this, it's not going to happen, because you might sure get into a routine, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be motivated day to day.
Yeah.
And
you definitely won't be motivated day to day, because some days are harder.
I think so. We've been talking very broad, and I'm going to kind of be more. I'm going to be more open and honest and direct. So I have been. Molly just gave me a weird face. She's like, "Oh, I don't know what's coming."
I don't.
But I have, for how many years, worked on the blog posts. I'm trying to bring hope and encouragement to other people, right? Who suffer from any mental illness or need encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, I'm going to get motivated to put out more podcast episodes. I'm going to get motivated to put out more blog posts. I'm going to do this. And something comes along and knocks you down. But like Jim Carrey says, that motivation comes out of desperation. And honestly, and sadly, I think the most motivated I have been is after seeing or hearing somebody who has committed suicide recently. And I put out the posts and the blogs, just when is enough, right? We are, we've got people not only taking each other's lives, but taking their own lives. And it's difficult to see and hear and watch and everything. And it's in those moments that I'm going, that, like, I have to be doing something, right? I'm sure that what I'm doing has to be reaching somebody. And it's in those desperate moments that you're going, I can either let this break me, or I can take control of it.
Yeah.
You can either, whatever situation you're doing, if you're laying in bed, like I guess you lie in bed, right?
Yeah.
So if you're lying in bed going, I don't want to do any, I want to get up and work out. I want to go to the gym. I want to go to the store and get some healthy food. But I just don't feel like it. You can either take those moments to go, yeah, I will just let this take control of me, or I'm going to make the effort and take control of the situation, take control of my life, because nobody's going to do that for you.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a motivation fairy come along and wave their magic wand and suddenly you're ready to go to the gym, that suddenly you're going to eat vegetables today because you're going to do it, right? You're going to go, okay, today's the day I'm going to the gym, and tomorrow you're sore or you don't feel well, and you go, well, that sucked. It wasn't worth it. I tried to do the right thing and it just kicked my butt. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah. What was the Jim Carrey quote you said about motivation and desperation? What was that again?
So he said, people need motivation to do anything. I don't think human beings learn anything without desperation.
Yeah. So you just keep talking about the weight loss or the going to the gym. And that's the thing. People don't get motivated a lot of the time until they're desperate, until they go, oh my gosh, look at what's happened. I'm desperate. Now I'm motivated to go. So sometimes that desperation causes the motivation, but how do you keep it going? That's part of it.
Yeah. Well, so Zig Ziglar says that people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily.
Absolutely. So I have I love Zig Ziglar. He's so, well, he was just so intelligent in a simple way, and really funny. He was wise. He was from Mississippi, so I have a little bit of a, I was originally from Mississippi, but I really didn't live there very long. But so I just think that's kind of cool about him. But anyway, on that, I have a business coach, and he keeps me motivated because in real estate, it's very easy to kind of get frustrated sometimes, especially when the market is difficult. But knowing that every 2 weeks I have somebody in my corner who's motivating me to get things going, and it keeps going. It's not just a one-time thing. So I rely on my coach to help me with my motivation to do the things that I need to be doing to see my end goal, and it's true. I mean, there are days where it's really difficult and I'm not motivated to do anything. And so a lot of the times, like, I'll listen to a really great podcast or something, or I'll just have my coaching call, and it gets me motivated and gets me through those next couple weeks until sometimes it wanes, and sometimes, I'm pretty good at it, but a lot of times it's a challenge.
So do you think it's better to have somebody else keep you motivated than to try and do it yourself?
I think so, but that's me because I like people. And I mean, let's just use what you were talking about, going to the gym. When you have that accountability, it's a lot. He is so distracted by this kitten right now. I'm sorry. He's very cute. The kitten, that is. You're cute too. Just saying. But if you are not motivated, you went to the gym, the next day you're sore, you don't want to go. And it's easy to let yourself down and just be like, okay, I'm not going to go. I'm not motivated. But you have someone else, you have a gym buddy, you have a friend, a spouse that is going with you like, nope, we made this commitment. We're going to go. We're going to do it. It's a lot easier to have someone to get things done when you have somebody motivating you. I think. I don't know. I feel like we motivate each other. And sometimes we just allow each other to sit and be not motivated.
Well, and we talked about that during our discussions on going through a funk and, your ups and downs. And yeah, sometimes you need to be left alone in your funk, but then you need that other person to come in and motivate you to come in and say, like, look, this needs to be done. I think tactfully, right? Because I think if you were to come and say, look, you need to get out of bed. I'm tired of you sitting around. What am I going to do? It's just going to knock me down even more. But if I think it depends on the person. And I can't say that one thing's going to work for everybody. But if you can reach out, if you're having problems with motivation, find a good friend or a family member, somebody that you just be like, look, I can't get my butt out of bed to get to the gym in the morning, and I definitely can't work out after work. So I need you to keep me in check. I need you to keep me motivated.
To help keep me
to help keep me motivated.
Don't put it all on that person.
Well, no. Because for me, when it's just motivated I'm thinking about all the things that need to get done for the day, right? So I'd be lying in bed and I'm going, okay, I've got to get up. I've got to mow the lawn. I need to, get something there. There's something around the house that needs to be fixed. And, all of the things that need to be done, not exactly at that moment or even that day, but everything that needs to be done starts weighing on you. And it just sucks the motivation out of you because you're going, man, this just sucks.
Well, it's easy to become overwhelmed and your motivation is completely gone. One thing that I've started doing, and Christopher and I've done it a few times and need to get back into it, is Sunday evenings, taking a look at our week and going, okay, what needs to get done this week, and writing it all down. And that way we can get it out of our brain onto paper, write it down, get it onto paper, and then we can prioritize and go into the days. Like, okay, this is what the week needs to look like. What do we have going on? What things need to get done? And then, okay, what should we prioritize for Monday? Christopher's cracking up because of the cat over here. It's going to be such a distracting
We're going to do a video podcast, I think, and we're going to have to do a video podcast where he's
just being the podcast cat.
He'll that way people can see. People are just sitting there with their mind's eye thinking of this cat that's like climbing on our heads and stuff.
Yeah. You notice every time I'm speaking, you're interrupting to talk about the cat.
Sorry.
But it's okay. Just wanting to let you know. So now I lost my train of thought. But making a list of things, and for me, it is highly motivating to check something off a list. I feel accomplished. I feel like I've done something good and like I'm getting the things done that I need to do. And so therefore, I keep that motivation going to finish that list and to check things off. And sometimes I get, and this is just me speaking, and I don't know if Christopher's ever done this or not, but I will get overwhelmed, say with housework or business, stuff that I have to do. And when I don't have any motivation, I found that looking So as far as, my business goes, if I listen to a podcast that is, kind of in line with what I need, that motivates me. If I'm struggling with, gosh, cleaning the shower, I don't want to clean the shower. Let me watch a video on a really cool technique or a great cleaning product to use or something. And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this mixture and go scrub that shower clean or whatever it is. And it's I don't know, maybe it's just me or I'm weird or something, but I definitely would say that motivates me to get it done when I'm like, okay, this is an easier way to do things, or this is a better way to do things. And now I'm motivated to get it done.
Well, and also like if you're a list person or you want to be a list person, and checking off those things that you did, or having everything that you need to do for the week or for the day or whatever. One beneficial thing that they've recommend that that people recommend is if there's something that you have even done and haven't done on your list, write it down and immediately check it off. It gives you that sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like maybe just put on your little list of things to do every day. Get out of bed. Like, I got out of bed today. Check.
Yep.
So that is something that I have accomplished today. Eat a healthy breakfast. I mean, if you want to eat a healthy breakfast, if you want to just eat breakfast, then put that on your list, I guess. Oh, yeah. Check. I ate breakfast today. It just gives you that sense of accomplishment that I did something.
Well, there was a time, and I think it honestly drove Christopher nuts. But when I wasn't working, when the kids were babies, I was always doing something on the side, like babysitting or waiting tables or whatever. So that way we could have our kids at home and raise them, in our house instead of having to go to work and have a daycare, because we just couldn't
for daycare.
Yeah, we just couldn't afford it, in all honesty. Like, that's all it broke down to. But I would get things done, and he would come home, and he was like my pen and paper there, because I would just kind of spew all the things that I had accomplished throughout the day. And it wasn't every day, because some days I did not get things done. But I know sometimes I would say, oh, I did this or I did that. And he'd be like, I don't need to know everything that you did. Like, you don't need to tell me this. But I did, because I was proud of myself for getting it done and like actually doing what I set out to do. And I wanted to share that, and I wanted to, have that kind of recognition, I guess. Not praise, like just like, hey, yes, you did it.
Yeah, along those lines, don't spit in somebody else's Cheerios. Like, Molly came, I came home, Molly was like, oh, look what I did this today, I did that. And by just going, okay, I don't need to hear about that, I'm really just kind of, I don't know, like knocking you down a peg, right? Like,
I'm glad you realized that.
Cheerios. But yeah, I think that's demotivational, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're just kind of,
you're like, hey,
build other people up, just lift other people up and not knock them down.
Oh, hey, I went on a, mile-long walk, and instead of, be like, that's great. Or
high five.
You could be like, you probably should have done 2 miles. That's not going to be helpful.
Like, only a mile, huh?
Yeah. Oh, well, a mile.
I walked.
Yeah, I got 13,000 steps for the day.
Well, good for you, but I did 14,000.
Yeah.
Don't be that person.
No.
So I think kind of going along those lines, we're talking about motivation and how to be motivated. And like I said, from my experience, it was just, even when I was getting up to go to work and I would lay there and go, today's going to suck. we've talked, said it, my buddy says, what you think about, you bring about. And I always had this mentality that if I said, okay, today's going to be a good day, that something bad would happen and it would knock me down. That's how I function. That's how my brain works. So then I'm going, okay, I would wake up in the morning and I'd go, today's going to suck, because that's how it was. And well, if I think today's going to suck and it actually isn't too bad, then, I'm on a upswing versus thinking today's going to be a great day and something happened and it knocks me down. Sorry, you were going to say something.
I was going to say something. I just didn't know if you were done.
Oh, go ahead.
But on that note, it's that whole thing, like Christopher said, how his friend is what you think about, you bring about. Because if you're waking up going, wow, today's going to suck, or I don't want to do this today, you're walking into the day already with a negative attitude, and you're going to be seeing the things. Okay, you get caught in traffic. Oh, and you're frustrated and you're upset about that. And you're pointing out and seeing something maybe little doesn't go right, and it's a much bigger deal because you're like in that mood of this isn't going to be good. And so you're focused on seeing the not good things, instead of, if you wake up going, yeah, today's going to be a day, and or not, today's going to be great, because I think maybe just like,
let's see how today goes. Let's see what today brings.
I mean, I think it's baby steps. You be like, okay, what do I need to do? The first thing I need to do, get out of bed. Okay, what do I eat? Breakfast, just like you said. Take a shower and be like, awesome, I have done all those things. What's next?
Well, and we've talked about the why can I never mindfulness? My goodness. That's part of the mindfulness thing. Okay, get out of bed. Okay, right now I am getting out of bed. I am not focused on what I have to do at work today. I'm getting out of bed. Okay, I am eating breakfast. Driving to work. Instead of sitting there going, oh man, I've got all of this stuff I have to do, you start getting overwhelmed and that motivation starts dwindling before you even got to work. What I was doing is going, okay, this is the road I am on. I will be, and I, know all the streets I'm passing on my way to work. Okay, this next street is going to be, Elm Street. Okay, I just passed Elm and I'm going to come up to Birch. And, I say that because that's, it's always trees or presidents, and trees and presidents.
For streets?
Yeah.
I don't know. We live in cats. So.
We live in the cats.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's that mindfulness. Like, that in itself can kind of, it'll help you from being demotivated before you even got your day started.
Yeah.
But as Jocko Willink says, because I like to quote him, and there's a few people I always go to, he says, don't worry about motivation. And it's funny. So Jocko Willink, if you don't know him, this is one guy that can talk about motivation. He is go, go, go all the time. He has done he's accomplished a lot with his life.
He's crazy in a good way.
Yeah. So, but he says, don't worry about motivation. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. It is unreliable. And when you're counting on motivation to get your goals accomplished, you will likely fall short. So instead of counting on the motivation fairy to come along and magically get you going for the day, it's the goals. Okay, I need to get out of bed. This is what I need to do. Instead of looking to be motivated to go to the gym, what steps do you need to take to get your butt to the gym? Like, what do I need to? Well, I need to put gym clothes on, or I need to put gym clothes in my bag. What are the steps to get you there? Not how do I get motivated? you do something and then you get the motivation to do it either as you're doing it or after you did it, right? You go to the gym and you go, man, I actually feel better now. I feel accomplished. I feel like I have done something today. Wow, that's a good feeling. I like that feeling. Tomorrow, maybe I can bring that feeling back by going to the gym again. What steps do I need to get there? You're not looking at the end goal, the end result, the hope that, I'm going to be a millionaire because I'm motivated to, you know, work every day, work hard. Those aren't going to get you motivated. Those are only going to get you kind of feeling let down, I guess.
Well, I
I don't know.
think when people get that motivation that can be so strong, when it starts to wane, they give up. And it's not an overnight process with anything. Just like the quote says, it's a day to day. And I think if you can just find the motivation to keep going, then the end result, you'll get there. But just keeping going is kind of the key.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Just keep swimming.
Yep.
Just keep swimming.
Swimming. Just like Dory says.
Yep. So, anyway, we've gone pretty long today. I don't think I meant to, but I kind of felt like it was going to.
I really don't understand time when we're doing these because it feels like we've been sitting here for 5 minutes. It's really enjoyable on our end. At least on my end it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I have all the computer and all the everything that's ticking away in front of me. And
so can I know we're getting ready to wrap this up, but can I pose a question to you
to me
on this topic?
To me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can reverse it to me if you would like. Where right now are you struggling with motivation? In what aspect of life?
I think it's everything with this business. This, like, I'm struggling to find, I guess, what the next steps are, what is needed, because I start getting overwhelmed. I'm going, okay, well, this is what I want my end result to be, I guess, or this is what I want things to look like. But I start thinking about, well, what steps do I need to take? What do I need to do? Everything that I need to get done, I want to get done immediately.
Yeah.
And I start kind of getting frustrated.
So you have your goal.
Yeah.
But it's the in between. It's the how. How do you get to the goal that has you?
Yes.
So do you have anything that is keeping you motivated or anything that you can do to help you get motivated? If you found anything when it comes to that helps keep you motivated.
I think we talked about this. When did we talk about it? And I'm focusing on, it's the new, I guess I haven't done it for a few days, but this is what life has me doing today. I've been putting it on the Facebook and Instagram. I haven't done it for a couple of days, but this is what I'm doing today. So it's the baby steps. Today I am working on some woodworking projects, right? Today I need to get the podcast done. So it's the baby steps of what am I doing today. We made a list of goals or things that needed to get done. So here are the projects that I want to be able to pose to people to help them build a candle holder or a charcuterie board or whatever it is. So those are my steps. Okay. Today, I need to work on a charcuterie board so that I can make this video and I can bring that out there so that other people who want to come to me and build this board, I can show them how to do it. So that it's the little goals. It's the what needs to be done today, because I know that if I'm doing it, if I need to do this today, I'm looking at today, not a week from now, a month from now, and everything. What kind of spits in my Cheerios, I guess, what knocks my motivation down is when I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put this post out and get some more people who are interested in what we're doing, and we don't. And then, maybe more people will want to listen to the podcast, and, I think something's going to happen, and it doesn't. And that's what I think kind of knocks me down.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. Do you think that it's motivating to set small goals for yourself so you can achieve those, so that way you kind of have that, like, okay, my goal for the week is to put out a podcast, and that way you're not beating yourself up if you don't get it done on the day you plan to do it. Okay, I have the week to get it done, and it's done. That's just a small example.
I think, like I said, it's the daily things, but you ask, does it keep me motivated? And I'm gonna go back to Jocko's podcast where he says, or Jocko's quote where he says, "Don't rely on motivation," because for me, that's not. I wouldn't say that keeps me motivated, because I don't have that motivation every day. Like, I'm going to get up and hit the gym, or I'm going to get up and exercise. I want to get up and do this. It's thinking of what needs to be done. I do, these are the things that I need to get done, versus like, these are the things that I want to get done. I don't know if that, but I enjoy what I'm doing right now. I enjoy making the woodworking stuff. I enjoy going out and doing a photography outing. So it's not just saying like, oh, these are the things I have to do, but they are. I don't know.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
I hope that helped the requestant of the.
Is that a word?
I don't know. I need to come up with some good fake words that actually make sense, but requestant is requester. The requester?
I like requester. That's fun.
I like the requestant.
Wow.
Anyway, I hope that
Agree to
answered
disagree.
the question and everything. So, like I said, we've gone long today, so thank you for bearing with us. If you had to pause it a few times and start it up again the next day, then thank you for sticking with it. And what else what other closing remarks are you motivated to say?
Baby steps. I don't know.
Well,
I just keep thinking about, what about Bob with the baby steps?
Baby steps to the front door.
Yep.
And sometimes it is. That's all. Baby steps to the front door. It's that. What is that word? Why? There's something in my brain that doesn't want to say that word.
I would love to be able to help you, but I'm not.
Anyway,
the mindfulness.
Thank you, man. Bob was ahead of his time, I think, with the mindfulness. Baby steps to the. Well, I guess it wasn't him. It was Dr. Leo Marvin.
It was Richard Dreyfuss. He's a smart guy, I guess.
Marvin.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyway, motivation. Thank you. Molly asked me about doing the podcast, if we're going to do it. I said, I don't really feel like doing it. And she chuckled.
Actually, he said he's really not motivated to do it.
No, I didn't say motivated. I said, I really don't want to do it. I said, yeah, but I don't really feel like doing it.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you for listening. If you're on Spotify, scroll down on the Spotify app on your phone and you can answer our questions. Otherwise, you can go to thefightwithdepression.com. Go to the contact page. Let me know if there's anything you want to see or hear differently. And until next time, God bless.